Hello, so the day is upon us and the sun is out and it looks like it may not be obscured this afternoon, so we might have clear skies to view what we can of the eclipse. And even if you're in the full totality of that eclipse, it is not safe for you to look at that directly with your naked eye. And so if you haven't got the special glasses, if you haven't got the equipment that you need to look at that sun, or if you have but you want to do something else fun as well, I can show you a method that I have for helping you to view that eclipse in a safe way. That method is ultimately just a simple box. That simple box has got a small opening here for you to look into, even smaller opening. I really don't make that hole too big for the light to enter into there. Inside at the bottom end we have a white piece of paper and then we have some foil just to make sure that that end of that box is dark. The rest of the box doesn't need to be dark, but this end of the box, it would help for you to be able to view that better, for this to be dark. Got a bit of tape to make sure that any other openings are taped down really nice and securely, so that the only light that comes in once your face is obscuring this hole here is coming in through that hole there. And you're going to look in here, basically have your back to the light, look in here, point that to wherever the light's coming from, and you can practice this with a lamp indoors, just check that it's working, and you will see an image of what you're pointing this at. So the bright light, whether that's the lamp at home or whether that's the sun in the sky later on, that will pass through this hole here and onto the screen at the back. And for scientific reasons I can explain in another video, that image will be upside down and inside out, back to front, upside down, totally inverted, all to do with the fact that light travels in straight lines. So, would you like me to show you how to make one of these? So first of all, we start off with a box. It doesn't have to be a large box. This is quite a large box, it doesn't need to be as large as this. And you're going to make sure that you keep it intact, apart from where you've opened it to remove the contents at the end. So one end is going to be worked upon by you. You also need to be able to enter, get your hand in to put the paper screen at the bottom of the box. Paper screen's not essential necessarily, but certainly gives you a nice surface to view that image on, especially if the box is dark coloured inside. So that you'll just need a bit of glue for, and you're going to put glue on the bottom of that. Not huge amounts, don't want big lumpy bits on it, like that. And then you're going to place that right in at the bottom of the box until it's nice and flat, like that. At the top end of the box, what I've got on my original box here is a little square for me to be able to look in through. That square there doesn't need to be huge. Mine's probably as big as it needs to be. In order to get that cut through, you're going to need to work on not just these top flaps, but also the flap underneath. And so what I've done with this one here, as you can see, is I have drawn on the square that I would like, and then I've lifted each flap in turn and made sure that I've drawn on where that lower flap has to be cut out as well. Same the other side, I've decided where I'd like my hole punctured, and then I've made sure that the other flaps involved have got cutouts in the right place, so I'm only having to work through one layer. If you work through two layers with a hole, if those holes don't overlap with each other, then you're not going to get that light through. And then all that needs to be done is for us to cut out each of those sections there, so that we end up with that single layer to work with. Once you've done that, and you've got that hole here, that square hole, got that little single, very small puncture hole, you're only really going to want to go down to perhaps the beginning of that second layer of that ballpoint pen. You can make the hole bigger, but you can't make the hole smaller. So go small first, test it out with some light, as I say, a lamp indoors, or the sun at the moment, but don't look directly at it. Point it and look into the box, and then you can make that hole bigger if you need to. And then all needs to be done, as you can see with this one, is to add that tape around to tape this down once you're happy that you've done all the cutting that you need to do. And then at that far end, you'll find that if you don't have this layer of foil on, that the bottom end of your box is just going to be too light. You'll see the barcode showing through and so forth. And so you're going to then place your box onto tape here, tape this side, fold up, just make sure that bottom end is coated. Get some tape around here to hold it in place. And that way light can't get in. And it's such a thin layer of metal that makes all the difference. Light won't get in and you'll have a nice dark screen to project your image onto from the top. So the image comes in this hole here. You look in this hole here at the screen at the bottom and you will see an image. And actually, when I practiced this earlier with the lamp in the other room, I could see the detail of the lamp on the screen. You can also use this to look at any objects on a bright day. So you could point this at a tree line and you would see the darkness of the trees. You'd also see the lightness of the sky. You should be able to see the trunks of the trees. And if it's a really bright day, you should see it in colour. And it's amazing. What's also particularly amazing about it is that everything will be not just upside down, but back to front as well. And that's all to do with the way that light travels in straight lines. The science of the pinhole camera, and I can show you that in more detail in another video.